Mr. President, when I was young and going to grade school, we feared the bomb. We were in a Cold War. We were given duck and cover drills to get under our desk just in case there might be a nuclear attack on the United States of America. That is imprinted in my mind to this day, the fear which we had about this threat to our safety. I'd like to read to you a commentary that is making the rounds with wide circulation by a mother who talks about a similar concern for her children. She writes, 2 weeks ago, my second and fourth grade daughters came home from school and told me they'd had a code red drill in case someone tries to kill us. We had to all hide in the bathroom together and be really quiet. It was really scary, but the teacher said if there was a real man with a gun trying to find us, she'd cover us up and protect us from him. Her little boy started crying. She said, I need to be brave. This mother goes on to write, my 3-year-old nephew had the same drill at his preschool in Virginia. 3-year-old American babies and teachers hiding in bathrooms, holding hands, preparing for death. We are saying to teachers, arm yourselves and fight men with assault weapons because we're too cowardly to fight the gun lobby. We are saying to a terrified generation of American children, we will not do what it takes to protect you. We will not even try. So just be very quiet, hide and wait, hold your breath. Mr. President, in the year 2013, the number of American police officers shot dead in the line of duty was 27. 27 in 2013. In 2013, the number of preschoolers, that is, children under the age of 4, who were shot dead, 82. 27 American police officers, 82 children under the age of 4 shot dead. We need to do better as a nation. When I heard on the news this last Saturday that the monstrous tragedy in Oregon was the 45th school shooting this year in America, it broke my heart. And more, it angered me. In just a short while, in a few minutes, members of the Senate Democratic Caucus will come together outside of this building to talk about the need for America to take action, to deal with gun violence. There's so many aspects of it. I'm honored to represent the city of Chicago, but I will tell you, having met with the mayor, Rahm Emanuel, yesterday, we've seen a 20% increase in gun violence and deaths this year. Milwaukee, a 100% increase over last year. And scores of other cities, the same phenomena. The city of Chicago and many others are being flooded with guns. When I met with the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms in Chicago on Monday, I asked them, where are all these guns coming from? And they told me they had analyzed the crime guns seized in the most violent areas of Chicago, and they found that 40% of those guns came from gun shows in Lake County, Indiana, just across the border from Chicago. 40% of the guns. And we also know that we have a phenomena where girlfriends and friends and family will go buy guns because the criminal, the felon, who wants to use those guns to terrorize and rob and kill couldn't pass the test for purchasing a federal gun. It's known as a straw purchase. The girlfriend buys the gun, hands it over to the boyfriend who goes out and kills somebody. Well, there are things we can do to change this. We need to close the gun show loophole. It makes no sense that we don't even check the backgrounds of people who fill their trunks of their cars with firearms and ammunition at these gun shows. And yet, when it comes to the federal licensed dealers, there has to be a background check. This gap in coverage accounts for 40% of the crime guns in the most dangerous neighborhoods in Chicago. So the gun show loophole needs to be closed. And we also need to make it clear, if you're going to make a straw purchase of a gun and do so for the purpose of giving it to someone who's going to use it in the commission of a crime, you'll pay a heavy price for that too. Mr. President, I grew up in a family with a lot of members of my family owning firearms in downstate Illinois. It was common for families to go hunting, go out for target practice, and there was a gun cabinet in most homes. When a little boy, sometimes a young girl, reached a certain age, they were taken out in a rite of passage to go hunting for the first time. It is part of the culture where I grew up, and it's an acceptable part of the culture when those guns are used responsibly and safely. I don't know a member of my family who would object to the following statement. No one who is a convicted felon or mentally unstable should be allowed to buy a gun in the United States. I don't know of a member of my family who would object to the notion that if you're going to buy a gun so someone you know can use it to commit a crime or kill someone, you're going to be punished. Those are the two things that we should start with when it comes to reducing gun violence. Those two provisions are not going to hurt any legitimate, responsible, legal gun owner, but they are going to keep guns out of the hands of those who would misuse them. We have to restore some sense of order in this country, and we have to realize that when we've reached the point that 3- and 4-year-olds are being killed in larger numbers each year by guns than even those brave men and women who serve in our police departments. When it's reached that point, clearly Congress has to act. And for Congress to act, we need to hear from the American people. If they share these feelings, if they share the feeling that we need to move forward as a nation to stop this senseless tragedy, they have to speak up. I hope after we gather today on the floor, members of the Senate come together and talk about this issue, that across America, people will join us in this effort.